What's up, guys? I'm Bennett here, and today we're going to be talking about a little secret that helps me land more tricks. So if you want to know this secret, make sure you stay tuned. Also, this whole channel is dedicated to making you a better snowboarder, so make sure you subscribe because I am posting content all the time. All right, guys, let's figure out what this secret really is. We're going to be discussing how our ankle flexibility can make us a better snowboarder. Now, when it comes to our ankle flexibility, why it's super important is it gives us the ability to absorb more impact, and that could be off of a cliff, off of a rail, or off of a jump. But if we have limited range of motion in our flexibility, and I'm going to give you examples here in a little bit, if you limit your range of motion in your ankles, then you're going to have to overcompensate by absorbing higher up through your hips. But when you absorb through your hips, most times your chest will fall forward and you end up putting your hands on the ground and sliding out anyways. But if we can keep our chest and our body in a more vertical stacked position, and then towards the end of the video, I have a special guest that is going to hop in with us, and give you 3 exercises on how to work on your ankle flexibility. So make sure you stay tuned. At any point you're digging the content, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you agree, disagree, or if I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. When it comes to snowboarding, obviously, landings are so situational. There's 1,000 different variables. So what I'm trying to do is increase your guys' chances of actually landing a trick or making your landings way more like solid and strong. So you're going to see here in this first clip of just a nice boosting air. But you're going to notice as I land, I have my weight centered between both of my knees, and then I'm absorbing, and then my knees do push over my toe. But notice that I'm able to land flat base and ride away flat base. I don't have to be on a super gnarly edge. My hands are not folding over and touching the ground. So that's a big thing, is we're trying to get you to mimic this position. So the next clip that we have here is a frontside 360. You're going to notice that my chest is relatively tall, and I'm not saying perfectly vertical. I'm saying relatively tall, and then I'm able to use my ankles, knees, and hips to absorb that impact. You're also going to notice that I land on my toe side edge. I do this because I need to stop my rotation. If I landed flat base off of a 360, I increase my chances of kind of like keep spinning and slipping out. And that's a little bit of an advanced trick that we'll talk about later, but specifically here you're going to notice how much ankle flexibility I do have in my back ankle, and that's the whole premise of this video. The next example that we have here is a switch backside 180, and you're going to notice that I really push my knees over my toes and I sink down and really absorb the impact while keeping my chest relatively up. Now when I say relatively, I'm not flexing at the waist and my hands are touching the ground and my eyes are going to the ground. I keep it up. More importantly, you're going to notice that my belly button is stacked directly between my feet, like my heels and my toes, and that position is so valuable to be able to absorb that impact. So I'm just going to play a couple more examples for you guys. I got a couple straight airs, I got a couple spins, I got a couple other things, but just notice how I'm absorbing the impact as much as possible. It is gonna make your snowboarding just so much more solid if you're able to absorb that impact versus just leaning super far over with your center of mass and falling over and touching the ground, or being super heel side heavy. You want to be as centered as possible, allowing you to absorb that terrain. So a quick little interruption before we go into how to improve your ankle flexibility. I want to let you guys know that every single Tuesday I do a live stream at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that's a great opportunity for you guys to hang out with me, chat. More specifically, what if you had a snowboard question? Well, I want you to jump on chat and be able to hang out and ask that question. Hey, Tommie, how do I land this thing? Or I don't understand what you were saying in your video about this. Well, come chat with me and I'll be able to answer all of your questions. So I do that every single week. And make sure you have your post notifications on so you get a nice little reminder about that. But then this is my brand new live stream. I just did so much work trying to create this thing and make it super awesome. So I'm going to be putting out a video on behind the scenes of my whole entire setup. So now let's get back to the video. Cool. You guys know that the ankle flexibility, in my opinion, is extremely important. Well, okay, how do I work on that? So I've actually had my friend Sarah with Dual Mobility, and I'll link her Instagram down below. She's going to help us with 3 exercises. So you guys make sure you stay tuned to that, listen to that, and then we'll catch you just after. So let's go.
Okay, hi guys. Welcome. My name is Sarah Faye. I'm one half of the Mobility Duo clan, and Tommie B has asked me to put together a little flow for you guys, and so we're going to be focusing on ankle mobility. And I think the most important thing with ankle mobility and snowboarding is that we can sit in a yogi squat as far down as we can, and the only way to do this is for when you need mobility in your ankles or your knees and your hips, but you also need them in your ankles. And so the most common mistake that I see when people want to work on ankle mobility is that they only stretch the calf. And that's great. Calf stretching is really important, but what we forget is stretching the top of the ankle right here. So I'm going to show you guys a couple, honestly, 2 or 3 moves that I want you to practice regularly, and hopefully you'll help your ankle mobility grow. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so there's 3 basic moves that I want to show you guys. First one is we're going to bring our legs out in front of us, and then we're going to take up the left foot. Don't mind my dirty foot. I walk around in this forest, so it is what it is. And you're going to take your fingertips and interlace them between your toes. And then from here, you're going to be real intimate with your foot. From here, you're going to do circles with your hand, and already I'm getting some foot pops or ankle pops. And you're going to go big circles one way and then big circles the other direction. And then when you're ready, release, shake it out, and switch sides. I'm only showing a very small amount of everything I'm doing because I want this to just be a demo and something that you can use at any time for yourself. So just small little demos one way and the other, and release. Okay, so we got the ankle rotation down. Now we're going to stretch out the calf. Like I said, most people think that that's what you need mostly for ankle mobility, which is true. We just need other things as well. So I'm going to show you the best calf stretch I know is a downward dog. And so come into a tabletop position, spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes under, press the ground away from your hands and your toes, press your hips back over your heels. You might start feeling something now. And then slowly start to straighten out the legs a little bit, but keep a little bend in the knees. You don't want straight legs and a round spine. You want bent knees, straight spine. And you can really bend into one knee as you straighten out the other, trying to get one heel to the ground and then the other. This is the best calf stretch you can ever do. And breathe and release your knees down to the ground. For the last one, honestly, all it is just sitting on your heels. This right here is probably the best thing you can do for your ankle mobility. So if this is painful for you, roll up a towel or a t-shirt or a pillow and put it underneath the bend right here. That way it lessens that angle a little bit. What I want to see is big toes together, heels together, top of the feet on the floor, and take a seat. Now your heels are going to open a little bit. That's totally fine. But try to keep your feet as close together and not flailing out to the sides. So you can either put that towel under your ankle or you can just take a seat here. But if this is comfortable and you don't feel anything, you can even go a little bit more. So bring your hands back behind you and start to bring your knees up for a lot more angle here, and maybe one day taking your hands away. Really working on getting that ankle mobility. So that's it. Those are the 3 moves. Rotations with your hand, downward dog for your calf, and sitting on your ankles. That way you get that stretch on the top of your foot.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for all the great information. Like I said, her information is going to be linked down below, so make sure you guys give her a follow. Also, thank you guys so much for hanging out during this whole thing. It's been a really sick video. I hope you guys like these little nerdy kind of videos. And like I said, I do live streams on Tuesdays, and I'm posting so much content, so make sure you guys have the post notifications on. Well, on that note, guys, we're going to end it there. Thank you so much, and I hope I see you on the live stream. It's going to be sick. All right, guys. Peace.